Hi everyone, today we're going to read a fiction story called The Otter Who Loved to Hold Hands. And as we read, we're going to use key details to help us to think about the characters and the major events in the story. This is important because it'll allow us to look more closely at the story and try to get a better understanding of what the author is trying to tell us. So before we begin, there are a few words that you're going to see in the story that I wanted to share with you. The first word is clinging. Clinging means to hold on tightly to something. The next word is drift. And in this story, we're going to hear drift in two different ways. The first type of drift means to wander off. The second type of drift means to fall asleep, like I was drifting off to sleep because I went to bed so late. And the third word that we're going to hear today is bobbed. Bobbed means to wobble up and down or back and forth. So remember, as we're reading today, we're thinking about key details, and we're going to use those details to help us understand the characters and the major events in the story. The Otter Who Loved to Hold Hands by Heidi and Daniel Howarth. Every night when they go to sleep, Otto's family holds hands so they don't drift apart. And every morning when they wake up, they all let go again, except for little Otto. Otto worried about swimming, he worried about diving, and he worried about getting lost. But most of all, he worried about being alone. Every morning, Mom said, "Please let go, Otto. I can't do anything with you holding on to my hand." But Otto shook his head. He didn't want to let go. So now I just learned something from reading about the main character, Otto. I learned that Otto is afraid to let go of his mother's hand because he's afraid of getting lost and getting separated from her. And the detail in the story that tells me this is it says, but most of all, he worried about being alone. "I can't swim on my own," he squealed, clinging on to Mom. He knew he would float, but letting go was still scary. What if he drifted out to sea? "You can do it," Mom said gently, but Otto shook his head. He didn't want to let go. The other cubs enjoyed playing, chasing, and splashing. Otto wanted to join in, but he couldn't let go of Mom and Dad. "Go and play," said Dad. "I'll watch from here." But Otto shook his head. He didn't want to let go. "I'm scared," Otto cried. So now I'm wondering if you can tell me what details about what we just read can tell you that Otto really wanted to play with the other cubs, but he was too afraid. "Don't let go," Otto begged as Mom tried to open an oyster shell. "I'm still right here," Mom sighed, but Otto just had to hold on. Mom and the shell bobbed and rocked as Otto clung to her. When Mom finally opened the oyster shell, Otto saw a big shiny pearl gleaming inside it, so it was shining. "It's amazing," Otto said. "Ooh, look, there's an otter inside, just like me." Otto reached out to the little otter in the pearl, and before he knew it, he was holding the beautiful pearl in both hands. Otto saw a happy otter floating all by himself and realized it was him. So now I'm wondering what happened that finally made Otto let go of his mother's hand. "We're so proud of you," Mom said. "Well done, Otto," Dad said. "I let go," Otto cried. "I'm floating on my own and I'm fine." "Hooray, come play with us," called the other little otters. So now, every day, Otto splashes and swims and plays with his friends. He's a very happy little otter. So now I'm wondering, how can you tell that Otto is no longer afraid to swim by himself? but he still looks forward to the nighttime when he and his family hold hands as they drift off to sleep. So that was the story of the otter who loved to hold hands. I hope you enjoyed it. Today we used key details to help us to better understand the characters and the major events in the story. And you can do this anytime you're reading a fiction text in order to look more closely at the story and to think more about what the author is trying to tell you.